Hello everybody and welcome to Silicon Sounds, audio for the rest of us. Today I have the distinct pleasure of reviewing this fantastic product from Meze. Meze, the company, is quite well known in the audiophile space, not just the tri-fi audio, but audiophile space as a whole, for producing some pretty impressive products. And I will tell you from the get-go that this is one of them. This is the Meze 109 Pro, and I'd like to title this review as Lively Musicality Lives and Breathes Here. A little bit of a preamble here. Meze Audio is a celebrated brand that manufactures headphones and their associated accessories. It was founded in 2011, and this Romanian-based company has garnered an enviable worldwide reputation for high-quality products. It's 800, or it retails for $800 USD, and it lands in the middle, actually lower middle. There's a big jump from it to the other higher priced models, up to upwards of $4,000. I think after this, the next one might be $1,000. Then after that, it jumps to over $2,000. So we're talking about some pretty impressive gear, at least with respect to pricing. So in the lower middle of the range, there has obviously been a good amount of effort, both from an engineering standpoint and also with respect to the audio characteristics. Meze also states that they have designed, I should say, the headphones in a modular way, meaning that these headphones can be taken apart, allowing the user to disassemble and service them endlessly. So let me open it up. This comes in this beautiful case. I'm not sure if you could see it in the full shot with the Meze symbol plainly displayed. Hopefully you can, there you are, you can catch that in the shot. And it's a semi-hard case, much like luggage, for example. Material feels like luggage, quality luggage. So we'll open up the case itself. This comes with zippers, and there we have inside the actual headphones. Let me take these out, plus a bag of goodies that we'll discuss later. So these are the 109 Pros up close and personal. Beautiful design as per Meze. Wonderfully, lots of nice accents, just a beautifully designed headphones. And what's that? A single driver. And get this, it's a dynamic. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. It's an open back design and houses a single in-house developed dynamic driver with a W-shaped fibre-reinforced cellulose composite dome. The torus around the dome is made up of 22 micron thick beryllium-coated semicrystalline polymer. The diaphragm sits in a high precision aluminum frame with a copper-zinc alloy stabilizer positioned around the membrane. One visit to Meze's site, and you could see them showing blow-ups of all the different parts. One thing that's really interesting is how modular this is. I can see where this can come off with a few of these screws. Everything here can be taken apart. Any part that needs to be replaced can be replaced individually. So that's great for sustainability and requires a good amount of engineering know-how to make it all work and still sound great, which it does. So let's continue. It has great build quality. The design is fabulous and attractive. Let me show you a little bit around a little bit more. It's definitely open back. Beautiful design elements. This feels like it's some type of aluminum or steel. Beautiful. The mechanism here is an elastic type of mechanism. Really very, very nice. But let's continue. I think this design is fabulous and attractive. In my honest opinion, the 109 Pro is also easy to drive compared to the headphones I've had here recently. And while it definitely scales with better sources, it plays well with less powerful sources as well. I, though, feel uncomfortable saying that because I would not power this very worthy headphone from any old source. A clean source with either a balance or just a touch of warmth in its sound signature will do well and match very well synergistically with the 109 Pro. But how do the Meze sound? How do the 109 Pro sound? After all, this is what this review is all about. Well, it sounds like they look. Let's just put it like that. Luscious and intricate, with a pleasing balance of technicalities and musicality, it offers a balanced tonality with a touch of upper frequency boost. So let's get into that. Specs, the boring stuff, let's get it out of the way. Driver uses a 50 millimeter dynamic. I'm not sure if you can see that plane there. Dynamic driver. Impedance is 40 ohms. Sensitivity is 112 dB. Well, easy to drive. Rated power 10 milliwatts. Maximum power 20 milliwatts. Frequency range 5 hertz to 30 kilohertz. THD, total harmonic distortion, less than 0.1% at 1 kilohertz. And the input connector is dual 3.5 millimeter TS. They're angled, as you can see them right there. Here we are. Sorry, trying a new setup a little bit farther away for headphones. Hopefully it's working out. You can tell me in the comments. So let's continue. Notes here. So, fit and build, or build and fit. Beautiful design. Build quality is excellent, very good. Comfort and fit are excellent. Pads are super comfortable, and the headband gives just enough pressure on the ears. I can wear these for hours on end without any kind of discomfort. Although I could see that in warmer weather because of the velour pads, and of course it's over your ears, things can get a little warm. Take a couple minutes break every few hours, you should be fine. The dual 3.5 millimeter SE cables, this is interesting, and I want to show you this. Let me put this off to the side. Now, inside the case, there's a bag that comes with the cables. Now, this is one thing, if anything negative I can say about this earphone, this is the one thing. It comes with 2 cables, 1.5 meters and 3 meters, and also comes with 6.4 to 3.5 adapter, as you can see right there. That being said, I don't know why Meze included 2 different lengths, but they're both single-ended. I don't understand. I would have much preferred the longer cable to be 4.4 millimeter balanced, so at least I can take advantage of the amplifiers that I have lying around. That being said, I guess people would want the 2 lengths, but I think that's a niche decision. I would have definitely put one cable at single-ended and the other one at balanced. That really is my only negative thing to say about these headphones at all. But I just wanted to point that out. A retail presence in presentation displays understated elegance. I did receive these only in its case, but I saw the retail presentation, nicely done. So for the sources for testing this, and I'm starting to put my source list so people know, I use the Burson Conductor GT4, the X2 XA02, EPZ TP35 as my dongle source, and I have various dongles around from E1DA, I should say, Shanling, and others that I use, but primarily the Burson and the X2 XA02 were used for powering this headphone. As I said before, source in terms of volume levels, no problem. It actually sounded exceptionally clean and nice with the EPZ TP35, which is a dongle that I love. I know there's a Pro, I might spring for that. So let's talk about the sound. Let's get right into it. The bass has excellent control, is tight, clean, with good extension. Sub-bass levels are definitely not bass head, but it's not lacking. It's all about quality over quantity. With respect to the 109 Pro, I can say quite comfortably that the bass quality is exceptional. I was listening to some acoustic bass tracks, acoustic tracks in general, and Deep Notes had that reverberant. The harmonics were so clearly heard and really nicely displayed by the 109 Pro. Reasonable impact and pleasing organic texturing, that's what it's all about. The sub-bass is very pleasant when called for in the music and present as well. Nothing seems missing. In the beginning, when I first started listening to these, I I just come from a much more bassy set of headphones, but as I listen to these more and more, these get it right. Bass detail is notable, as mentioned before, and does not bleed appreciably into the mid-range. Bass presentation really serves as a nice foundation here. Very nicely done. Don't expect these to throw bass at you all the time. If bass is in the track, you're going to hear it, but you're going to hear it expressed in a very musical and organic way. Mid-range, effortless clarity. As good as the bass is, I think the mid-range here might be the crown jewel. Excellent clarity, touch of warmth. Detail retrieval is a pleasing mix of macro and micro details heard. Macro over micro, but just a touch macro over micro. The mid-range has a touch of warmth. Vocals sit nicely in the mix and are expressive. That's what I really liked about vocals. I couldn't say they were recessed or forward. They just sit perfectly in the mix. Lively mid-range presentation, but no harshness noted at all. Somewhat forgiving of poor recordings. I did play a couple of recordings that I love so much. Anita Baker, Sweet Love. Not the best overall recording compared to some of the DSD files I have, but this played it back exceptionally well. So it is a very forgiving headphone in that regard. Pleasing timbre and texture with an overall richness of sound. Pin gain is controlled, no harshness noted again. Note weight and density are actually good. It does well in all those metrics. Layering and separation are very good. Transits exhibit rapid attack, natural decay, no overhang here. Really nice control throughout the frequency range. Overall, the mid-range has a natural and unfatiguing organic playback. Balanced mid-range with some mild upper mid-range lift. That really puts it in perspective. It is a more lively mid-range, but not so much as to sound over-embellished and detract or distract from the rest of the frequency range. Now let's talk about the treble. Treble here, good extension, smooth treble with notable sparkle and air, no harshness or overhang. Detail retrieval is quite good in the treble. There's a natural liveliness in the treble, which extends from the upper mids all the way up, but never fatigues. The treble adds notable spaciousness to the music. The treble presentation here is organic, cymbal work and intricate treble work. I heard some bells and other things sound absolutely fantastic on the 109 Pro. The relaying of treble nuances and texturing is also notable. Really opens up the soundscape when listening to a good headphone. Again, bass, mid-range, and treble all have to complement each other. While I do single them out individually for discussion, I will tell you that it's the cohesiveness that actually makes an earphone, whether it's an IEM, a headphone, really makes it work and draws you in emotionally to music. So let's summarize the sound in general. The Meze 109 Pro is a great sounding headphone. Not for bass heads or for those who want excessive embellishments to the sound. The 109 Pro delivers a balanced and surprisingly clean presentation that always satisfied me. The quality of the bass stands out with an organic tone. The star of the show, though, is the mid-range, which is beautifully open and clean sonics, musical indeed, and the treble is just icing on the cake. When I first put these on my ear, I thought to myself, okay, it sounds good, but what else? It didn't stand out initially, but time spent with the 109 Pro has allowed me to fully appreciate what it brings to the table. A clean, balanced sound with lively yet unfatiguing sonics that portray music in a naturally open and unrestrained way. What else can you ask of a reproducer of music? Can't ask much more, now can we? Imaging and soundstage, a moderately sized soundstage of notable width. Instrument placement is exceptionally stable within that soundstage with ample space around the instruments. Well balanced between dimensions, width slightly more prominent, but height and depth are also well represented here. Notable instrument spacing and detailing. Layering and instrument separation are very good within that soundstage. Let me get to a conclusion for this wonderful pair of headphones. The Meze 109 Pros. Well, I'm a believer in what Meze has done with the 109 Pro. When listening through these headphones, I always felt compelled to sample more music outside of just my usual test tracks, instinctively. The 109 drawing me in time and time again. There's those very rare earphones, IEMs, headphones, whatever it may be, that will compel me instinctively to just listen to more and more and more music. This is one of them. Playback through these headphones sounds like music. Let me qualify that statement. Doesn't everything sound like music? No, let me qualify it. This is high praise from me, as many highly touted IEMs and headphones I have listened to sound more like hi-fi than music. They have the precision, but they lack the musicality, and overall they lack the soul, which limits my emotional involvement in the music. I've listened to some incredibly technically adept IEMs and headphones, mostly IEMs, and came away feeling cold and disconnected from the music anyways. At $800 USD, while not cheap by most standards, the Meze 109 Pro's performance is commensurate with its asking price. Absolutely. In fact, I would say it even hits a little bit above that mark. It is that good. The Meze 109 Pro is an excellent sounding headphone that will bless its owner with a musical, organic, and lively sound quality that this reviewer, finds very pleasing. Well done, Meze. Well done. I want to thank you for joining me on this review of the Meze 109 Pro. Look forward to bringing you more reviews on silicon sounds. Audio for the rest of us. Please like, subscribe, and spread the word.